Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Maile, and today is a very exciting day because we are going to bake all the holiday treats. Okay, maybe not all of them, but some of my favorites that I'm so excited to share with you. If you're new here, hello, hi, welcome. Maybe you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, I'm in a weird mood, you guys. But definitely do consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. We do lifestyle vlogs, book content, lots of theater content, shopping hauls, grocery trips, all kinds of things. So click that red subscribe button and join us. Today is so exciting because I am going to be sharing with you some of my favorite staple family recipes that I love to make around the holidays. Without further ado, here's what we're making. Oh, and by the way, excuse my hair. You're gonna see me in lots of different ways in this vlog because I'm filming it over a couple days, but I just showered and I didn't fix my hair yet, so hashtag real life. So the recipes we're going to be making are the literal simplest, easiest, most wonderful crowd pleaser. I think I maybe have made these on the vlog before. If I did, it was a long time ago, so most of you probably haven't seen me make this before, but I make this for every holiday anything, okay? I make it probably 3 or 4 times in the Christmas season. It's just so simple, quick, go-to. Everybody loves them, they're addicting, and it takes like 5 minutes to make, okay? They are Rolo M&M pretzel treats, and that's what we're gonna make first. So the second recipe is what we affectionately refer to in the Hopkins family as Canada cookies. That's not their real name. I honestly don't know what their real name is, but my mom always made them. My dad and my brother went to Canada to go fishing every summer, and she always made them for them on the road, so that's what they would eat on the road to drive to Canada. Any hoozle, so they're really good. They're oatmeal butterscotch chocolate chip cookies. They're delicious. And then lastly, the pinnacle, the pièce de résistance, the quintessential Hopkins holiday dish, my granny's apple pie, which is just like amazing, screams the holidays. So fun to make. Like, I love making a pie. I just feel so like fancy making it from scratch and cutting the apples and molding the dough, and it's just so fun. So I cannot wait to share these recipes with you guys. Right now we are going to get into the first one, which is the easiest one. For this recipe, you will need a cookie sheet. This one I think happens to belong to my friend Jeff. Jeff, if you're watching, is this yours? And if so, sorry, it's not mine. Then it's easiest to just put like foil or parchment paper down. Then you can put your pan right back in the cabinet after it cools down. You just need a bag of normal, regular old pretzels, a big bag of Rolos, and a bag of preferably holiday colored M&Ms. This is so simple and easy. We're just gonna put the oven on 250, which actually I'm making stew right now and it's already in the oven at 250, so perfect. All you do is, well, first wash your hands, so I should go do that. Hold, please. All right, my hands are nice and dry. Gonna deal with that later. Probably one of my dogs is going to eat it. Let me bring you a little closer. Can you guys see Esme in the corner? Esme, say hi to the camera. All you're going to do is just spread out all of the pretzels until they fill your entire cookie sheet. So let's do some magic and fill the entire sheet. Lovely. Now, honestly, the most time-consuming part about this is literally unwrapping all the Rolos. So you are going to unwrap the Rolos one by one and just pop them at the bottom center of the pretzel, balanced right like that. So once again, voila, all prepped and ready. Okay, so all we are going to do now is carefully balance these so they stay nice and in the center of the pretzels, and pop them in the oven at 250 for just like a couple of minutes. Honestly, I just watch mine. I don't even set a timer. I've got stew in there already. So you just want them to in there a couple minutes until they're nice and soft. You don't want to leave them in there for a super long time and burn them or anything like that. So 2 to 5 minutes, I would say. Just kind of watch them for them to just melt. Then you take them out and you get ready with the M&Ms for the final step. So let's flash forward to a couple minutes from now when those are ready to come out. Okie dokie, it's been about 3 minutes. So I put them on the top rack because of the stew I'm making. So I am going to very gingerly pull them out of the oven. They're nice and soft and hot. And, can you guys still spot Esme over there on the bench now? Now, while they are nice and hot still, you want to take your M&Ms, drop them in the top, and just press down very gingerly until they are all nice and pressed. All right, they are all done. All you have to do is wait for them to cool and then serve them up. But if you're the baker of it, then obviously you have to do a taste test. And doing a taste test while they're still warm, so good. I like to just let them cool on the countertop if I've got plenty of time, but if I don't, they're also really good if you pop them in the fridge or freezer. That will get them set quicker. They're fabulous, fabulous finger food at a Christmas party. So recipe number 1 done. Although, can you even call that a recipe? Because it's just so over the top simple that literally anyone can do it. It does not take any skill whatsoever. It is delicious. All right, look at me. I'm so fancy. I got everything nice and set up for our next recipe. And I did my hair. And I employed my sous chef to start cleaning. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are going to be making Canada cookies now. These are like oatmeal butterscotch milk chocolate cookies, and they are divine. I love them so much. Could you keep it down back there? All right, you guys. So I have a stick and a half of softened butter. Oh gosh, I did not mean to pour it in that way. And a 1/4 cup of Crisco. So first thing I'm gonna do is cream those two guys together until they're soft and like combined. That's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to add 3/4 cup of regular sugar and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I love brown sugar. It's one of my most favorite substances on earth. Cream that together, and then I also want to add a teaspoon of vanilla and 2 eggs. Wash your hands again after touching eggs because eggs just like freak me out. All right, that's good. That's all of our wet ingredients. We are going to take a teaspoon of baking soda in a separate bowl and mix that with 2 1/4 cups of flour. And you're supposed to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I just do a little couple sprinkles of salt in there. My sous chef is cleaning as I go, which is my #1 baking rule, and he's helping me do it. So I don't have to. That's so nice. Okay, now we're just going to gradually add the dry mixture into the wet mixture slowly so that it doesn't get messy. Woo! Little too zealous, Miley, a little too zealous. Ah, too much, too much, too much. Do I do that on purpose? Kind of. Okay, last little bit in there. The batter should look about like this. I'm just going to scrape all the edges down so it can have one more go at getting all nice and combined. Then all that's left to do is add 1/2 cup of just regular oats, not quick oats, but just regular old-fashioned oats. Add those in, and then there's measurements for this, but I don't believe in measurements for adding the sweet chips of the cookies. These are butterscotch chips, and I'm just going to add them until it looks right to me. Mostly I just end up putting the whole bag in.
They're very sweet.
And then you add milk chocolate chips. If you don't like butterscotch as a flavor, you can get peanut butter chips instead and use that as a substitute. Those are also really good. I just prefer butterscotch. Yes?
Or if you'd like them a little less sweet, a dark chocolate chip would be a good balance.
Who wants them less sweet? That's insane. She says as she adds another full bag. This is what your batter should look like. It makes about 4 to 5 dozen cookies. So this is a big fat batter. I will probably make a couple dozen tonight and then freeze the rest. Freezes really, really nicely. Oh my gosh, can you guys spot Esme? Esme! This is just a game of spot Esme. Okay, so I've got them in little round balls and I'm gonna pop them in a 350 oven for about 14 minutes. They are definitely the kind of cookies that you take out when they look like they need more time because they keep cooking and kind of harden as they cool. So I do them for about 12 to 14 minutes, even though the recipe says 16 to 18. So I'd start them at 12, just depending on your oven, it's gonna vary. So my oven runs a little bit hot. I'm probably gonna start them at 12, maybe pull them at 12 even, and then leave them on the counter to finish cooking. So that's what I'm doing now. I will show you the after product, and then we're done with recipes for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, here's the final product on the cookies. So yummy. They just come out like super goldeny brown and like gooey in the middle. Scrimpy tasted one. How were they?
Good.
Is that all the feedback you have?
They tasted good. They taste like your Canada cookies.
2 out of 3, check. Now, on to tomorrow. To make the really hard thing, apple pie. I'm back. It's Sunday, it's the next day, and it is time to make our final recipe. Today, we are going to be making the pinnacle holiday dish, my granny's apple pie. It is very delicious and actually pretty simple to make as long as you're good at following instructions. So let me tell you all the ingredients that go into the pie and let's start making it, baby. So first you're going to need a bunch of apples. I think it's like 6 cups, 6 to 7 cups. Typically I can get right at 6 cups from a big bag of apples, and Granny Smith apples are the best to use. Then you need a frick ton of flour and Crisco. Then the only other things you need for the dough are salt and just a little bit of water. And then for the filling, the only other things you need are, I believe, 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Actually, maybe it's a cup of sugar. I'll double check the recipe. A cup of sugar probably, and like maybe a tablespoon of cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon, and that's it. I'm going to wash my hands, make the crust first. Let's do it. Okie dokie. So first we want 2 cups of flour, sifted though. Oh my gosh, just look at the gorgeousness of that. Are you kidding me? Okay, then I need a tablespoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon of salt, 2/3 of a cup plus 2 full tablespoons of Crisco. I forgot to say of Crisco. Is with your fork, all you're going to do is basically just cut the Crisco into the flour and it will start to form little balls. My granny's recipe specifically says cut the Crisco into the flour with a fork, until the Crisco is the size of giant peas. And in the handwritten recipe that I have of my granny's pie recipe from my mom that she rewrote, in parentheses, it says delicious. That's a funny joke. So I'm just going to mix this up until it's the size of giant peas. We'll show you. All right, so there are my giant pea pieces. It's not an exact science. You just gotta kind of go with it, you know? Then you're going to cut in 1/4 of a cup of water, 1 tablespoon at a time. All right, so it's definitely dough-like, but it's still in little bits. And so just going to get your hands in there and combine everything. That's where we have it. And then before we start on the filling part, I am going to clean up as I go because that is how you should bake. Okay, I have wiped my counter down, got it nice and clean, washed my hands again, pulled my sleeves back, pulled my hair up, and we are going to roll this dough out. So I am taking a very generous bit of flour, getting my handy dandy rolling pin, which I am also going to generously coat in flour. And then, okay, this is where I diverge from my Juju's recipe. So I have a really big pie tin, and the recipe says to cut your dough in half and use half for the bottom crust, half for the top crust. Well, I don't do that because my pie tin is so big that I make 2 times the crust. So I'm about to do all this again, which I won't show you because that's just boring, after I make the filling. So before I do that, I'm going to take my dough into a nice ball, plop it in the middle here of this, put a bit of flour on top as well, and just start gently rolling this guy out. Before I start rolling, I kind of just pound it so that it keeps its circle shape and I just gently like move it around until it's pretty level and looks like a circle. And then I start rolling it. The key to rolling the pie dough that I discovered is obviously keep flouring your, whatever this thing is called, rolling pin, and sprinkle a little flour on top. Just try to maintain the shape as much as possible. So roll it in a bunch of different ways until your shape is really, really good. Nice and circular without any cracks. As soon as you see a crack, just add a little bit of flour to that crack, and that will help a lot. I think I've got it pretty well smoothed out. Yes, that was so lucky. Okay, so now the easiest way to do it, which I don't always succeed at, is rolling it up onto the rolling pin. That is amazing, yay! That hardly ever happens to me, wow. Spray the heck out of your pie dish with Pam. And then, let's see if I can successfully transfer. Just kind of roll it over the top like such. I love it when it works out easy. Okay, I'm just going to tamp down all the tops so they're pretty even, and it's a little bit thicker in places than others, but that's okay. Now I'm going to really quick whip up the top, and we'll set that aside, and then we'll do the filling. Got our other dough for the top made. We will roll that out in a second. Let me show you the way that, well, I'm gonna wash all these apples first, but let me show you the way that I like to cut them to try to get the most out of the apples and make it like pretty fast and easy. Okay, I just like to do my scraps in a little bowl so that it's easy to clean up. Peel the whole enchilada. All right, so let me show you how to cut this apple. This may be super like elementary, like everyone may watch this and go, yeah, we know that, duh, that's how we always cut apples. But this is not how I learned to cut apples growing up. So I just fourth around the core of the apple. So I take this side and cut it, take the other side and cut it, and then rotate. So I've just cut around the apple core. Then I turn them sideways like so, and I just slice right down the middle till you have nice, like, I don't know, 1/2 inch thick apples. Who's to say? Just get them nice and thin. Okay, so I'm going to finish chopping these babies up, and I will catch you up when I've got them ready to season. All right, I've got my big bowl of apples all done, and I've just got sugar and cinnamon, and I'm just gonna literally mix them all up with my hands to get them nice and coated and everything. Normally you should combine the sugar and the cinnamon before, but I just forgot and dumped them both in separately. So we're gonna make sure we get these well combined. All right, I've got them all nice and combined. Look how good they look. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. And you know what the best part is? You gotta do a taste test on them. Even raw. Apple with sugar and cinnamon is just like so good. Look at all the cinnamon and sugar on my hand. I'm gonna wash them, don't worry. Okie dokie. Now we are going to take the apples and literally just pile them in. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. And then as a little extra, I like to just do a very light coating of cinnamon over the tops like that. All right, so the pie is ready. Now we have to finish the top. All right, so I've got plenty of flour here to get the bottom nice and good. I'm gonna make it into a ball just like before. I'm going to flour my thingy. I'm gonna flatten it out a bit. I'm just going to pound it like so. Sprinkle a little bit on the top, get some more on this. Pull my sleeves up so they're not in my way. And the way I do the pie, the shape doesn't really matter as much. So I'm just gonna do a quick rollout to make it pretty thin actually, because I will show you, I'm going to take a cookie cutter and I am going to cut out little gingerbread guys and make them the crust. How freaking cute. So how do I want to do this? Probably I want their feet so that I can kind of mold their feet into the existing crust. Voila, and we have a pie. Then we are just going to bake it in the oven at 425 for 50 to 60 minutes. In it goes. See you later, little gingers. The timer on for I'm gonna start it at 50 minutes because it typically cooks pretty true to time. And then I'm just gonna tidy up this little bit of leftover dough. Maybe I should do something with it. And I'll show you the end product. Oh my goodness, look at that beautiful pie. And peekaboo with the apples. Yummy, right, Scrimpy?
Yep.
That is my end product. Look how beautiful it is. Oh, I love it so much. And it smells so good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down below if you try any of these recipes and comment your favorite holiday recipe. I wanna make it. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and I will see you in the next one. Bye.